That was Faith. You used to love me. So on Saturday, we of course we're still dealing with the fallout from the largest mass shooting by a single gunman. Let me always make that clear, because we know that there were bigger massacres, Rosewood and what happened in Tulsa, Black Wall Street being one, just some of the many. But one of the things that happens after a massacre like this is you'll see people drawing sides. Like a lot of people on the GOP side are saying this is not the time. I would submit it's been at least 3 days, and even Jesus woke up after 3 days. I mean, if he can roll a stone away, you can certainly have a conversation about gun control. I would say that a great many, generally country music are generally conservative. I'm not saying all. I can't paint everybody with a broad brush. Generally conservative. And I would venture to say that a lot of people in attendance of that concert were probably huge proponents of the Second Amendment, and even proponents of people being able to have guns that were guns like the guns that were used on them. And some of the adjustments, some of the modifications that were made to those guns that were made them more lethal. It's funny that in Nevada recently they were talking about an armor-piercing bullet called Cop Killers that they wanted to approve. They hated Ice-T's song Cop Killer, but you could actually approve one for use. But it's funny how nothing changes your mind like terror and experience. Like there was apparently what was the country singer's name, Jasmine Sanders?
Caleb Keeter.
And what did he say? Who was at, of course, the Country Music Festival?
That's right. He was there. He said, enough is enough. We need gun control right now. My biggest regret is that I stubbornly didn't realize it until my brothers on the road and myself were threatened by it. We are unbelievably fortunate to not be among the number of victims killed or seriously wounded by this maniac.
But you know who was killed or seriously wounded? All the people in Aurora, Colorado. You were selfish. You're right, Caleb. You were very selfish because you turned a deaf and blind eye to them. 22 children, 29 people killed in Sandy Hook. Not real. Not real to you. 49 people killed in Orlando. Not real to you. Matter of fact, people like that who support, listen, we know that the NRA and has done things about gun. When the Black Panthers walked into the California State House, they wrote them, along with Ronald Reagan, wrote the Mulford Act, which stopped Californians being able to open carry. So we can do things about it when we want to. What disturbs me the most is that you watch children and families and mothers and fathers screaming and wailing and crying, and none of that affected you. You went along your merry way until somebody shot at you. And now you want to change. I'm glad you came to the party, but the old adage, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got a gun. It really ain't no fun when the rabbit got a gun that you put in his hand and it's pointed at you.
Amen.
All right, that's a little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes on the D.L. Hughley Show.